to this video. So this one now we're going to talk about how to create data. So let's go back to our code here and see where we left off at. So we did do the dynamic click function, which should allow us, well, no, it shouldn't allow us because we have to have some code in here. So this code in here will be code that we use to actually write out to the database. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so once again, I am not going to write all the code out. I'll let you guys, because I already had that fun. So I am going to copy this right here, and I'll explain it in a minute. So this will be when you create a table, or create a username, or whatever, or create a user. So what we're doing here is we're setting up a variable called docu-name. We're grabbing our ID, which is our first name. We're doing a char at with a 0 plus. What we're doing is we're trying to add two names together, but with a period in the middle of it. And then we're using our database collection, which is our employees. And then we're setting it, which matches the first name, last name, email, etc. Has all that information. Then we have a function here, and we're saying that operation status function, which is grabbing information from CSS. And we're building a HTML page here, so it'll alert success, employee. Let's change this to success. We'll say wine, a new wine employee was created. And then what it'll do is I have it set on milliseconds. You could change that to a different one and it'll fade out. You could change that to slow, you could change it to fast, whatever the case is. We'll just keep it slow. And then employee form uses CSS and then loads the data. So reloads the data. And but then if it does this function and it blows up, it does a catch right here, and then it does the same thing and says we'll put wine employee was not created. So that way it throws an error message that there's a problem. Okay, so let's save this and see if it works. Let's refresh the screen. So let's do create new employee. Actually, I'll create mine. Oh, not ASDF. Who's another stealer that we can use? We'll pretend myself and my name. Put my point park. Age. I think I'm about 34, right? Yeah, I'm kidding. 44. Male, years of experience. I've been in the industry since 1999. So, what's that? 20 years? 21 years. Yeah. That makes me feel old. And then I'll check if I'm full time and click save. And boom. A new wine employee was created. But you know what I didn't like there? Is you see how there was a space? It's a success. I think a space would be perfect. Let's try it again. You'll see what I mean. A new employee. Well, here's what happens when you hit new and you already came off of that. It pulls the existing one. So maybe you could put a button here that refreshes the screen so that you have no data there. And then we'll do Bob Smith. Yeah. And I'll say B Smith at kdka.com. Age 42. Male. 22 years experience. And you'll see what I mean now. So now when we save it, it keeps a space there. And you see it disappeared really quick. Okay. So that's how you add a new customer. Now, we want to build a feature out here. We could put an else here if we wanted to and say else if this happens. Then we could consider an edit, else we could do something else. But in this case, we know that we're going to edit or add. So what we're going to do is build some code here. And we have to reference again. So we're going to, let me just copy the code. This one's going to be a little bit longer, and I'll explain why. All right. Like I said, I didn't want to waste the time of coding all this again. All right, so we set up this variable name, docu-name, just like we did up there. All this information is the same. All this information here is the same. Only difference is we're doing a comma here and we're doing a merge. So we're merging all the data together. What that means is when we're doing an edit, we have to, when we're doing an edit, we have to use the word merge so we can merge the value when we're using a Boolean value. So we could put false, and what would happen is it wouldn't edit the value. So example, so you go and make the changes, you hit save, and it saves it to the table, but without the merge, if you have it set to false, then it won't save it. Same thing down here as before. We'll put one employee was updated and one employee was not updated, just like before. I think that's it. So let's hit save and let's test her out. So let's go to Bob Smith, hit edit. Let's say he lied about his age. He's really 57 and he has 30 years experience. Click update. And there you go. One employee was updated just like that. No problems whatsoever. So now you see Bob Smith, age is 57, and modify that. So it's keeping track of that. So if we go back to this table here, well, is this mine or no? Yeah. So you see them, Bob Smith, yeah. So I didn't have to refresh it. I already had the information out here, which is beautiful. It works out perfect. So that, in a nutshell, is how we add and create data. Okay, so that's creating or add and create data. That's the same thing. Add and update data. All right. Now let's talk about deleting data. How would you delete data? So in this case, we wanted to purge the data in some manner. I did see some code down there already that is already written for the purge, and we just need to kind of add to it, if I remember correctly. But we do have to add some data to it. Where was it at? So if we go down here, oops, there was a delete somewhere. All right, there we go. Delete data. So this already has first name, last name there, which is good. But we still need to add some additional data, additional code to that. And you can imagine what we have to do. We basically have to do what we've been doing to an extent. So let's copy this over, because we have to specify the unique ID. Okay, so docu-name equals first name, same thing as before. Grab our database collection, delete then function. So we have to make sure that we're using the key value, which in this case is going back here, is this guy right here. He's our key value, he's our key ID. So a relational database would be our foreign key constraint or primary key, whatever the case is. So this one right here, success, employee was created, well, employee was deleted. So I'm going to put employee was purge, and I'm gonna put space here, and same thing here. One employee was not purged. Perfect. And save that. I think that's all we have to do. So let's refresh it. And we're going to purge Bob Smith. I'm going to come over here. And one employee was purged. Now, what I didn't like is it was green. I would suggest maybe making that style red is what I should have did. All right, so we probably how much? Well, I guess it's fine. It was green because it was successful, but wouldn't it look better if it was danger? And I'll show you why. Let's save it. Who do we want to purge? I'll purge myself. Oh, cancel. So it didn't pull it up on there. That's weird. So it didn't recognize. So maybe that alert danger didn't work for some reason. Maybe something's wrong with it. So we'll just keep it like that. I can't remember offhand because we're using free websites, so we're not like putting our own stuff in there. Yeah, so that is how you do the purge process of it, or deleting the data. So next video, and this is enough to get you guys started, but the next video that I'm going to work on is we're going to talk about how to program this and how to change this up a little bit. So we'll talk about event listeners, filtering data, ordering data, limiting data, searching data, and so forth. But for now, this is a good start to get you guys started on part 1 of your project, and then part 2, obviously, we'll be finishing this. So if you have questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks for watching. I look forward to hearing from you.